When I talk with the employees of the companies I help, there are a couple of key themes and issues that come up. The first for the line employees and the line managers is communication. It's always first and foremost. What they talk about is the lack of communication from leadership. And if they provide issues or information to leadership, leadership doesn't listen. When I talk with the leaders of company and senior managers, their biggest issue is lack of employee ownership. They can't get their employees to make decisions, to be empowered, to take initiative. What I'd like to talk with you about in terms of creating an entrepreneurial environment is how do you create that initiative? There's one real key issue for this. When leaders want their employees to take greater ownership, what does the key employee need? It's not about being entrepreneurial. It's about safety and security. They want to be able to feed themselves and their families. You've got to put them in a position where they want to be entrepreneurial, because otherwise, why make a decision? It's much easier to blame somebody else and say, they told me to do that. It's much safer in their minds because that's how they'll be able to continue to feed themselves and their family. I want to share a story that will illustrate what you need to do in order to make them feel safe. I was at a speaking engagement, and afterwards, a member of the National Speakers Association came up to me, and she said, "I like what you do because you talk without a net." I had no idea what she meant, and I asked her. She said there are a couple of things. First of all, you deliver your own material, which makes you more vulnerable. Secondly, you don't use PowerPoints, and I try to use as few visuals as possible. So you're the one whose focus the audience is on. And third, you stand out in front of the audience. You don't stand behind a podium, so you work without a net. When I've started my own businesses, sometimes I've worked without a net, and sometimes I've had the safety net. Sometimes I've started businesses in which I still had a paycheck coming in. And I've had other times in which my house and my savings were on the line. And I can tell you the second way is a lot more difficult. If you want your employees to be entrepreneurial, you have to give them a safety net. They have to know that it is not only safe to make decisions, it's in their best interest to make decisions. To know that if something goes sideways, they are not putting that safety and security at risk. What I want to talk with you about today is how you can help your employees feel safe. To provide that safety net to where they want to be entrepreneurial, to where they want to make decisions, to understand how they will feel empowered to want to take initiative and know they can do so without putting at risk their ability to feed themselves or their families.